label like CI slave worker one. Okay, and here select the second option, launch agent via SSH. Okay, and here you have to specify the IP of that slave. Okay, so what is the IP of my slave? It is this 8080. Copy it and paste it here. And credentials, so I have already created your credentials. Okay, so do you want me to repeat this procedure, or you can do it by yourself? It's creating a new SSH key and copy it to the Jenkins.
Yes, you can do. If you can do it. No problem.
Oh,
You just showcase me once. No issues.
okay, so I will create a new key pair. Okay, my worker key. Yes, yes. Okay, so this way it will create a key pair inside your home directory, right? Go to the SSH folder. Here you can see that these two create pairs has been created. Now what I will do, I will copy this one, the private key. Okay. Excellent. Okay. So I will copy this one. Go to the manage Jenkins. Go to the credentials. So configure global security here. Sorry, not here. Where is the credentials? Manage credentials. Here, click on global. You can here add like username. What username? So currently I want to connect as a DevOps user. So I will write as a DevOps and the password. So we don't want to give a password. We have to use the SSH username with private key. Okay. So the username is DevOps. ID is worker one private key. Okay. Okay. And here you have to add a private key. So copy this entire thing, paste it here. Uh, yes, it is. Why things coming again and again? Uh, I'm not able to copy this entire thing. Oh, one, what is the issue? Can you see this? Means why it is copying this another number also here? Any idea? I guess it is my issue with my terminal. How to do all this thing? What I will do, I will create a smaller key pair. Oh, 2096. Okay, so this time it is smaller. So, oh, what? think it is adding this line. Can remove P90. Okay. User details. Once you created this thing, you have to do one more thing. You have to copy the public key to your worker. Okay, so you can do this step on any machine. Creating a key is not related to worker. You can create this key on any worker, okay, or any machine. But to copy it, you have to copy it here only. In the any of the work. Okay, now we have created which key, this key, right? Now go back here, the slave, select the credentials. So because we have just created it, we have to refresh it. First save this thing, then go back, configure credentials, this one. So don't verify this thing and save. Now go to nodes. So here you can see now it is not showing any red sign. Okay, it means it is added. Okay, so okay, back to dashboard, create a new job like pipeline, first pipeline, click on OK, and you can copy in job here. You click on build now and go to the console of this thing. You can see it is running on my SSH slave. Okay. Okay. So here you can see that home directory of that machine is home devops. Okay. So advantage of this thing, we don't need to create a systemd file. Okay. Even if we restart or reboot our system, we can easily relaunch this thing. Okay. So we don't need to do any complex thing like creating a new service for this thing and keep it running. Okay, that thing is not necessary. And the advantage, only advantage is that because we are doing all our communication using SSH, all the data is encrypted and decrypted. Okay, using the SSH mechanism. Okay, so we don't have to worry about the security also. Got it, na? Hello.
Yes, got it.
Yeah. So that is the advantage of the SSH thing. Do you think it is complex setup or what? Hello.
It's easy.
Yeah, right. Is it
Yes, it's better than this that.
GNS thing, right?
Yes.
Okay. And there is one more thing is WinRM. So for that we will require a Windows machine for that. Okay. But generally, if you have client who has application which only run on Windows or can be only built using the Windows machine, for that you require this desktop agent. Okay, it is also similar to JNLP only. The procedure is similar. You can just provide the SSH and all other things, port and password, all those things. It will give one jar which you can download and then run this thing on that particular Windows machine. And you have to create some batch script to make it run in background, and also it should be run even after a reboot. Okay, so for that you need a batch script. So we are not going to cover this thing because it is not it is a not majorly required, only required if you have Windows Live. Okay. The next thing is the Docker thing. Okay. So there are multiple ways how we can use the Docker agent. Okay. So simple thing is you can use there is a plugin called Docker. Should be somewhere. Okay, I don't know where I added it, so I have added it somewhere, so you can use that particular page. Docker. Okay, I may have forgotten about it. Don't know how to add it here, but it is very easy. Means it is very easy thing. What you have to do, I will show you. So go back to your slave, go to dashboard, click on the manage Jenkins, go to plugins, and here select Docker pipeline. Okay, this thing. So download this plugin. Okay, once you download it, then you can easily work on it. Let me check if it is there or not on my local. Mm, okay, it is the declared example Docker agent. Here. So here I have mentioned the plugin name as well. Okay, and the requirement of this thing that on your slave you need to install Docker. Okay, so you are already familiar with how to install Docker, right? You can easily install it, right? Yeah, so yes, you need to install Docker, and I have also given you command how to make it work without using sudo. Okay,
Yes.
so once you set up this thing, then you can work with this Docker agent. Okay, so now I'm going to show you. So this pipeline. So what is this pipeline contains? So here you can see that these are the normal part stages. Okay, you should be familiar with this thing. Okay, stages means we are dividing our pipeline into multiple stages, and it is just a syntax of the Groovy. Okay, and Jenkins Groovy pipeline. Okay, so it is a you have to just remember this thing. Okay,
Okay.
stages, and inside that there are stages and there are steps. Okay, and the upper part is the related to the agent. Okay, so here we have to add agent block, and inside that we have to specify that we need I want to use the Docker as my slave. Okay, so for that you have to specify the image, right? So like if you want to slave which has like particular packages to be already installed, they can you can then you can use your custom image also. Like suppose my image this kind of thing, my image and the tag this thing. Okay, if you need any custom Docker image, mostly if you're working with the Docker agent, you will work with your custom image only. Okay, but for the time being I'm going to show you how to run it for the simple pipeline. Okay, so here what I'm going to do in the build. So sh this block means we can run the shell commands. Okay, this block, this is the syntax.
Okay.
It just means it is a if you go with the echo means the normal, it will print it. And if you want to run any shell commands onto that slaves, okay, any slave, even Docker, any kind of slave, normal slave, chess slave, JNB slave, these all are the same type of slaves. Okay, so only the creating of the slave is different, but every other thing is same for all the slave. Like this syntax will be similar for all the slaves, right? Only this thing will be changed, right?
Right.
Now if I do cat etc os release, okay, now see if I do the same thing on my slave, what result I'm getting? Let's observe. So we are getting Ubuntu version 20.0.4.4. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to use Alpine image as my Docker slave. Oh, sorry, Jenkins slave. Okay, so here go to replay. Okay, run this thing. Okay, so can you see the output? What is the output? Name is equal to Alpine Linux, right? Yeah. Why? Because it is running the steps inside a Docker container. Are you getting?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So we learn about the three kind of slaves. Okay. One is the JNLP, second is the SSH, and third one is the Docker slave. Okay. So Docker slave, what is the advantage of the Docker slave?
Advantage of the Docker means if we are using the Docker now, so that will means it will consume lesser memory and CPU.
Right. That is one advantage. That is yeah. But most advantages, like suppose you want to you want to work on different uh, version of the application. Like suppose one application requires Python 3. Okay. And one application requires Python 2.7. Okay. So these applications are compatible with the only this kind of version. App 1 only requires Python 3 and app 2 requires Python 2. And then again there is a application 3 which requires Python 3.8. Okay. So if you want to work with a single machine, so it is very difficult to manage this different things, right? So instead of this, what you can do, you can use the Docker container as your slave. So there, the advantage is that the setup will be very minimal. You just have to create one simple image which contain only this kind of thing, and all the steps will be done inside this particular container, which has the required dependency. So you don't need to maintain all these different versions inside your slave, right?
Right.
Yeah. So that is the main advantage, and one more advantage is that we can scale it. I mean, dynamically. Okay, because suppose we have like 30 GB of the slave, then you can create number hundreds of containers. Okay, so it is very scalable. Okay, so you can generate this agent as per jobs.
Right.
So there are also different method to add a Docker agent as a slave. Okay, I will that thing we are not going to cover because as I said, it is very vast topic. Okay.
Right. Right.
So if you want to add your Kubernetes just slave also, there is a way. So here you can see that you can use this particular plugin Kubernetes. Install without start. So once it is installed, you will get some option here inside that section. Okay, so using that you can launch your pod as a agents. Okay, it is a complex topic, and then I think you can learn these things on your own also in your free time. Okay, it is very good means to learn those things. Okay, you can explore those things. So go to manage Jenkins nodes. Here you can see that here it is saying add a new cloud. So Kubernetes. Once you click on the Kubernetes, here they will ask your master URL. Okay, Kubernetes certificate key namespace, or other things. Then you have to put it here, and then once it is connected with your Kubernetes, then it can dynamically spin up the agents. Okay, as a pod. So that is advanced thing. I think currently you don't have to focus on this kind of things.
Right. Right.
Okay. Okay. Now the agent part is clear, right?
Right.
Yeah. So how many types of agent are there?
There are three types.
What are the means currently means there are more than 5 or 6. Okay. Means
But we
there are
have
like
only three type, right?
right. Only we only discussed 3 types of agents.
Okay.
So one is JNLP, another is SSH, another is the Docker.
Right.
Okay, these three, and we also discussed about other things as well, like WinRM and the Kubernetes. Okay, but you can also remember those points. What is their use? Maybe in future you have some requirement where you need to use these things. Okay, then you can have this reference. Okay, now let's move toward the scripted pipeline. Okay. So let's see the syntax of the scripted pipeline. Okay, so let's compare side by side. Okay, so this is a declarative pipeline. This is a declarative one. Okay, now same example for the scripting is scripted is this. So these two are the same example but with the different syntax. This one is the declarative and this one is the scripted. So what difference do you see here?
Here we write pipeline. Here we are not giving the pipeline.
Right.
Here we are declaring the same, but we are declaring environmental in both, stage in both. But only
But
different
here,
we are giving node.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, right. Means there is a lot of difference here. Like here, we are not using environment block. Okay, here what you are using, we are using this kind of syntax. So it is different from this thing.
Yeah. But environment we are using both, but we are
Yes,
not.
right. We are using, yeah.
But we are.
Also, here we don't have the outer stages block. Okay, here we are directly specifying the stages. Okay, we want to use this stage, we want to use this stage. Okay, we are directly specifying. Third thing is here we don't need to use this steps block. Okay, so code is very minimal, right? Yeah, so generally I will prefer to use this kind of things because it is very easy to write any scripts in the Groovy. If you want to write some script in Groovy, you here again you have to write script block like this, and then in that script block you have to write if condition, this kind of things. Okay, but here you can directly write it. Okay, directly. Like if you want to compare like name1 is equal to widget or not, directly write it. Okay, now I'm going to run this thing. So can you see here we are getting no why? I guess because it was small case. We have done this last case. Here you can see we are getting yes as the output. Okay, because it equals to this particular variable. Okay, so name1 contains Vegeto, that is why it is printing yes. Okay, so here you can see that we can directly write the any Java code or Groovy code. Okay, so this is a scripted pipeline. Script means you can write any scripting directly, and it is a declarative pipeline. This one, okay, left side one. Okay, so it is here we have to remember syntax. Okay, how to write it. It means pipeline. Then here we have outer stages blocks. Inside the stages we have steps block. Okay, but here we don't have to remember all those things. Got it now?
Got it.
Okay, so you can practice these things, means how to write a declarative pipeline and a scripted pipeline. Just start with the basic thing. Try to create some environment variables. Try to print it. Okay, the next stage, try to create multiple stages. Like here you can see. Okay. Now I guess we have covered the freestyle job, declarative pipeline, scripted pipeline. Okay.
Right.
Also we have covered how to create a slaves.
Right.
right? Now, what things? Yeah. Now we are going to, yeah. But one more thing we forgot to. Suppose what if you want to run these jobs on the particular slave? So we are going to do it for
But
this.
you have to define, right? You have to define the node name over here, right?
Yeah,
Like,
right. But here the syntax is different. Here you have to specify it here.
okay.
Like this. So if we run like this, here you can say it is running on my slave. Okay. So you just need to remember the syntax. Okay. There is nothing much miss. It is like writing your shell scripts, but only in like some particular manner. Okay. So that is only pipeline. If you see like the modern day CI tools like GitHub Actions, Circle CI, there you only need to write the shell script only. Okay. And they have there's some custom modules. That's it. Okay. So pipeline means it is just automation, but how we are doing automation? We're writing our bash scripts. Okay. Now agent. Okay. So we already covered this thing, but I'm going to cover it again more deeply. Okay, so suppose if you don't want to run this on the particular node, okay, on any hard-coded node or static node, you can give it here any. Any means it will run on any available node. Okay. The next thing is label. You already seen the syntax. If you want to run the pipeline on a particular node which has this particular label, you can add it here. You can specify the agent block, and here you can specify the label. Yeah. Now this thing, like what if you want to run some jobs on the one node and another job on some another node? Okay. If you have that kind of requirement, then we can use this syntax. Okay, we'll show you. So here you can see that we have kept agent as a none, and here we are given any. I will give it CI, and this is label of my master. Okay. Now I'm going to run this thing. Okay. Okay, so I'm getting getting error. Why? Because I have forgotten the syntax. So it should be like this. Okay. So can you see the output? Hello? Hello.
Oh, sorry, I was speaking on mute. Yes.
Yes. So
Now
can
it's
you see
yes.
the output? Here you can see it is running on the slave one. Okay.
Yes.
So this step or this stage has run on slave with this label, and this stage has been run on slave with this label. Okay, so you can do this thing using this kind of syntax. Like here on the top you mention agent none. It means we have to specify the different agent for each stage. Okay, got it?
Got it.
Okay. Now next thing is the additional thing. Like suppose if you want to specify the custom workspace and other details, then you can also use this kind of syntax. Okay, node block label and some custom workspace. Okay, so this was related to the agent thing. Now let's move toward the Docker agent. Okay, so we already seen this thing, means how to install the Docker agent. So for that you have to install this plugin. Then next thing is you have to install a Docker on that particular slave. And one more thing is you have to give that user permission to Docker sock. Okay. Once that is done, you can use the syntax. Okay. Now I've already seen this example. Let's see the other options. Like as we already seen, like if you want to use your custom images, how you can use it? You can pull it from the Docker Hub, right? But to work or to pull the images from the Docker Hub, you require some credentials, like username and password, right? For ACR, right? You need require username and password. So for that, here you can see that we have specified it. Register URL, register credential ID here. Okay, so it will pull this image, and then using this credential, it is pulling this image, and then it will run all the required steps. Got it? Hello?
Yes, got it.
Yeah. Okay, if you want to run, suppose we have like 10 or 5 slaves, and they all have Docker installed on all of them, but you want to run on only slave 1. Okay, then you can specify that particular slave level, and then you can give the image name. So it will run this Docker agent on that particular slave. Next thing is, yeah, like as you already seen, so what is the entry point? What is the environment variable inside a Docker file? Okay, if you want to override this thing, that is also possible here. Okay, using this argument. The next thing is always pull. Why we are using always pull? Like sometimes what we do, we only keep the same tags for all your images. Like suppose we have one image with the app 1, and we are creating this image 1 with the tag like 10. Okay, now suppose there was some update in that particular application. Okay, but we have created new image, but we have kept the tag as a 10 only. Okay, so what happens in this case? Suppose we are using this image inside your Docker pipeline. Okay, so what it will do, it will first pull this image. Okay, image 110. Okay, now suppose in the next job we require a new image. We have created new image and pushed with the same tag. Okay, but the Docker agent will not pull the new image. Why? Because our slave already has this image. It has already pulled this image in the last job. Okay, so to force pull this image for in the each and every job, what you can do, you can add this particular thing. Always pull. It means even that image is being present on my local, please pull it again. Okay, forcefully pull it. Okay, got it?
Got it.
Yeah. The next thing is custom workspace. It means which directory to be used as a workspace inside Docker container. Okay, so it is easy thing. You can easily identify this thing. Yeah, and there are like other options like if you want to give like additional bit arguments, file name, this kind of thing also you can do. Give it here. Okay. So that is about a Docker agent. So do you want to continue further?
I think enough for today.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
yeah, and we will do all practice by tomorrow. I will also do with myself, and we will do it. And so by Sunday, this Jenkins will get completed, right?
Let's see. I was planning to like Tuesday. Okay.
Okay, good.
Okay. I guess I will not teach you this thing. This thing. These are very advanced thing. I don't think so. You need it now. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. These things we will not teach you, but still we have to create a pipeline, right? This webhook thing and the Docker pool, Docker image creation pool thing. Yeah.
Right.
So that I was planning on the Tuesday or Wednesday. Let's
Okay.
see, means if possible, we can cover it on the Monday or
Okay.
Tuesday. Okay.
Okay. No issues.
Okay.
Okay.
Then please practice this thing, and we'll solve your doubts tomorrow.
Sure.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you. Enjoy the weekend, and
Yeah, same to you.
hope you are going for party.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Take care.